What if Earth started falling into a black hole? Imagine waking up tomorrow and everything feels normal. Your feet on the ground, the sun rising in the sky, the air filling your lungs. You wouldn't notice it right away. Black holes don't announce themselves with glowing warning signs. At first, you'd have no clue your entire planet was on a collision course with one of the most destructive forces in the universe. But soon, the sky would start to change. Faraway stars wouldn't look quite right anymore. Their light would bend and stretch as it passed near the black hole's gravity. This bending of light, gravitational lensing, would twist the night sky into warped, halo-like patterns. You might look up and see the stars forming eerie rings and arcs, almost as if space itself had turned into a distorted mirror. The closer Earth drifts, the stranger things get. The horizon around you begins to shimmer. Light from behind the black hole is bent so strongly that you'd see multiple images of the same star scattered across the sky. It would look like reality itself was being pulled apart. And while you're staring upward, you wouldn't just be seeing light bend, you'd be feeling gravity shift. Oceans would start to bulge ever so slightly toward the black hole. Tides, normally pulled by the moon, would become stronger and more unpredictable. It would feel like Earth itself was being tugged by something far more powerful than anything we've ever known. And here's the most unsettling part. No matter how strange the sky looks, no matter how heavy the pull becomes, there's nothing you could do to stop it. Earth is locked on a path, inching closer every second. And the deeper it goes, the more reality itself begins to unravel. But the bending of light and tides is only the start, because the real horror begins when the black hole's grip turns every object, including you, into something completely unrecognizable. As Earth drifts closer, the pull of the black hole stops being gentle. It doesn't just tug on the planet as a whole, it starts pulling on one side harder than the other. This difference in gravitational pull has a name: tidal forces. And for Earth, they become catastrophic. At first, the effects show in subtle ways. The crust of the planet begins to crack under the stress. Oceans surge violently, their tides no longer guided by the moon, but by the crushing grip of the black hole. Waves tower higher than skyscrapers, smashing into coastlines with unstoppable force. Earthquakes ripple across continents as tectonic plates strain and shatter. The ground beneath your feet feels alive, jerking, heaving, breaking apart. And then comes the true nightmare: spaghettification. This is not just a dramatic nickname, it's the actual term scientists use to describe what happens when an object falls toward a black hole. Gravity pulls stronger on the side of you closer to the black hole than the side farther away. If you were falling feet first, your legs would be yanked downward at a much greater speed than your head. Your body and everything else on Earth would be stretched into long, thin strands, like pasta. But it's not just people. Mountains, cities, and oceans are torn apart by this same process. Earth itself elongates, pulled like a piece of cosmic dough. Even atoms aren't safe. The tidal forces grow so intense that they overcome the bonds holding matter together, ripping molecules apart. From your perspective, it would be a horrifying blur. The ground splitting, the sky warping, your body being pulled in ways you can't fight. And there's no pause button, no rescue mission. Once spaghettification begins, it doesn't stop. The pull only grows stronger as Earth falls deeper toward the event horizon. And yet, as destructive as it seems, the black hole hasn't even revealed its most disturbing trick. Because it doesn't just stretch space and matter, it bends time itself. And that's where things become truly surreal. If spaghettification wasn't terrifying enough, the black hole has another weapon. It twists time itself. Gravity and time are linked, and nowhere in the universe is that connection stronger than near a black hole. From far away, an outside observer watching Earth tumble closer would see something strange. The planet would appear to move slower and slower, as if sinking into quicksand made of time. Just before reaching the event horizon, the invisible boundary where nothing can escape, Earth would seem freeze. To them, you'd look suspended forever on the edge of darkness, glowing redder and dimmer until eventually fading from sight. But your experience falling with Earth would be completely different. To you, time would feel normal. Seconds would tick, your heart would beat, and the world around you would keep crumbling. Nothing would feel slow. Yet, compared to the rest of the universe, you'd be racing towards an ending that no one else could ever truly see. Light itself shifts in this distorted time. The stars overhead stretch into eerie streaks. Their colors bleed red as their wavelengths are pulled longer, a process called gravitational redshift. The sky wouldn't look familiar anymore. It would feel like reality itself was being stretched just as much as your body. And the deeper you go, the stranger it becomes. Every second you live near the black hole's edge could equal years, decades, or even centuries passing in the wider universe. Humanity beyond Earth, if it could somehow survive without you, might watch countless generations rise and fall while you only live out a few final minutes. Time has become a one-way path, and Earth is sliding down it with no return. And at the end of that path waits the most terrifying boundary in existence, the event horizon. The event horizon is where the rules of the universe draw their line. Once Earth crosses it, nothing, no light, no signal, no sound, can escape back out. From the outside, Earth has already vanished, frozen on the edge and faded away. But from your view on the surface, the fall continues. The moment Earth slips past the event horizon, everything you've ever known is sealed off. The sun, the stars, even the faint glow of galaxies, all of it disappears behind you. There is no turning around, no calling for help, no beam of light carrying a final message. Earth is cut off from the rest of existence. Inside the horizon, the rules you rely on to make sense of reality start to break down. Space no longer acts like the three-dimensional landscape you're used to. It folds and curves inward, funneling everything towards one inevitable point, the singularity at the center. On Earth's surface, the destruction is total. The crust rips apart faster than mountains can collapse. Oceans rise and boil into vapor, then shred into streams of matter. Cities, forests, and everything living are pulled into long ribbons of matter, accelerating towards the singularity. The spaghettification that began outside the horizon is unstoppable now, every atom stretched thinner than thought itself. To you, direction no longer makes sense. Every path leads inward. Down is no longer under your feet. Down is everywhere, pulling you from every angle. You are falling, not just through space, but through time, dragged towards the end of both. And the singularity, that's where physics itself fails. Density becomes infinite, space shrinks to nothing, and every law we know collapses. No theory can describe with certainty what truly happens there. All you know is that Earth is gone, swallowed whole, erased from the universe's stage. But even in this darkness, one question lingers. Is this really the end? Or could there be something waiting on the other side? So if Earth is gone, pulled apart, erased, consumed, what happens next? That's the question no one can answer with certainty, because beyond the singularity, our understanding of physics breaks. One possibility is that everything is crushed into a point of infinite density. No matter, no space, no memory survives. Earth's mountains, oceans, and history are all reduced to nothing more than information lost inside the black hole. From this view, the story ends in silence. But some scientists suggest a different fate. According to certain theories in quantum physics and cosmology, black holes might not simply destroy, they might connect. The singularity could act as a bridge, a wormhole leading to another region of space-time, or even another universe altogether. If that were true, then Earth wouldn't just vanish, it would be carried somewhere else, reshaped in ways we can't imagine. Others propose that information isn't lost at all. Instead, it might remain encoded on the event horizon itself, written across the surface like a cosmic memory. If so, then even though Earth is gone, its story still lingers in the black hole's shadow. What's certain is this: black holes are not rare monsters lurking at the edges of space. They are essential parts of the universe. They shape galaxies, drive the birth of stars, and reveal the limits of what we can understand. They are both destroyers and creators, reminders of the universe's most extreme power. And if Earth fell into one, humanity's story would end. But the universe would go on. Stars would keep burning, galaxies would keep spinning, and time would keep moving forward as if we had never been here at all. So the real question is this: if the universe can erase us so completely, does that make our existence small and fragile, or does it make every moment we have now infinitely more valuable?